sausages.
With the three who go getting the guns after signing the last league game. Start got to nice again from the
Yeah, there we go. And we're live on the big thing as well. Right, so Kinski, Porro, Balina, Danso, Spence, Saar, Benton, Kirk, Johnson, Bergvale, Simmons, Richardston. You couldn't make it up. If you can find a goal in there, you win a prize. Absolute waste of space this time. I just thought we win 4-0.
So Randall Colo-Guani is left on the bench, which has its flavour of familiar and not so familiar names.
Are there answers on the bench? I suggest there may not be, but that's me, isn't it?
Well, it's always a question of getting that blend right tonight, and Alan coming in from the wings, players with lots to prove.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, this Newcastle midfield is totally infected.
The artwork, Brad, is Mason Newman. Some old beast.
I'm sure that's a good difficulty will let it go. So I guess this clear force their hand, and that should be Newcastle's game going forward.
Apologies for the food thing, but I absolutely hate Marvin. I had an Indian at lunchtime. It didn't quite fill the gap.
You do wonder where his best position lies. Looks like he'll be starting on the left here, but we'll naturally want to find some space in the middle.
You've just like the full remembered saying. So tonight, Newcastle, the supporters can play, all of us will play the spares. Our military personnel representing the armed forces ready to make their way up here. Now it's starting to point a lot of football, but
Yeah, it's a new form of Pringles they're doing for chimpanzees, Graham.
I suppose what the Saturday is the side. Always by loads of all even for the shots.
There we have the entire British Army in its fullest extent walking onto the park. So take that, Johnny Farner. Good evening, Mr. Coley. Welcome aboard, sir. Don't worry, I will be away with this bloody sausage and chips thing very shortly. Nice, respectable silence. It's we're not in Liverpool anymore.
St James's Park. Tap to the rafters. Newcastle in Canada Cup holders. So we lost for 4 times winners, 5 times runners up. These 12 who went in their trophy events last season.
Of course, if this game was being broadcast on the BBC, all of those officers there would be a different shade, wouldn't they? to reflect the Doctor Who version of the First and Second World War.
TheBoyHotspur in third. James kicked tonight of yellow. It's won the game. I'm tonight. You know, it's usually you realise the world lack of white smokes. And you could not avoid in North London back in March when Newcastle triumphed in its competition for the first time in their history. The 17-year domestic drought. Anyhow, saying
very, very limited squad select from this evening. 15 outfield players. What do we do? Be interesting to see what Kinski's like, but he's going to be up against it, isn't he? Because he's got nobody in front of him.
It's been a bit up and down for Newcastle so far. As it has to the Spurs, in fairness, but away from home.
we have goals elsewhere in the 7:45 kickoff. Swansea hosting Manchester City, and that side, Gonzalo Franco with the fabulous goal. Chelsea have made a great start in Monamu, leading on the Chelsea and they Santos' goal. How they've doubled their advantage there. In the Tyrant Tour in for second for the Londoners. I have decided from North London, look to come forward. It's Jed Spence. We are bound tonight for TheBoyHotspur. Swell Palina. Get something.
I had a look at Pedro Porro's stats. Hell of a player. So many disciplines who finished first in the entire division. But are we making the best use of him, playing him as a right back? Who knows? But his stats were off the scale. But are we getting off the scale performances? I would suggest perhaps we're not.
He's leading the London squad.
Is that our old friend Tonali? Yeah. Free kick played short. And a waste of a free kick. I mean, I think it's gone out for a first throw on a corner, I'm not sure, but not just us that get these things wrong. Yeah, it's a throw. So that's Porro with a captain's armband playing left back. I absolutely hate eating at lunchtime. That's a fascinating thing to share with you. But it completely ruins your bloody balance. You can't keep drinking, you can't do anything. Yeah, absolutely. Pyro is top of the pops, giving needless free kicks and play acting, a generally speaking, falling over. Yeah, Keith Anderson couldn't agree more. The lineup is terrifying. The trouble is, I don't know the Newcastle team well enough to say they haven't done the same thing.
So until the Spurs hosts that they put up and earning down.
That is a bloody hell. Newcastle rattling around, but not really achieving anything. Ball comes out.
So like a tenant like to tap for those situations. Newcastle, I think this knowledge help the host of the touch into the box.
It's had to Vegas tonight to get started then to the illness and bottom. Yes, the one who sent for me so up to now.
Good evening, Hotspur.
That's it. Gradually, the dancer that was called.
Yeah, none choose for wimps, Graham. You're absolutely right. Nice enough for Indian we went for, but, you know, good evening, good evening. Nice enough Indian. I had prawns in a fenugreek thing with split peas or something. It's all very nice. Yeah, don't know about the injury to Archie Gray. I think it happened either after the last game or in a training ahead of this. The comment is so vague. It was from a guy for the Sun. Got a lot of clicks from it today, so that was well welcome. This fucking business is down the pan, I'm telling you. It'll come back. It will come back, but it's going to require a few people to think a little bit more intelligently. It's like that line in Ben Gary, Ben Ross, I know, let's throw everybody over and move to Argentina. That's where we are. And Reach PLC laid off 400 people, which they'd lied about, of course, because that's what they do for a living. We've created an extra 100 and something. Nobody cares, mate. Just fuck off. It just and then you've got Goldmine Bear seamlessly, obviously having to do a top up on the wages. I don't know, so this just comes across as fight. And he's writing for Football London and the Mirror, that bastion of football information. Shoot you in the face. Well, that sausage and chips was horrible. Just so you know. But probably because I spent the last 10 minutes swearing and threatening to kill all the inanimate objects in this apartment because I couldn't find the bloody channel. Hi, Jason. Good to see you.
Yeah, it's supposed to be like jumping. Nice. It's because only gets for. Oh.
Yeah, see, there's Ramsey, here's Ramsey, but Ramsey's a bit shit. That's the problem. And Richarlison's slick. Yeah, you're right, Jeff. Kinsey, but they came out with this thing. I think it was that Sammy Mockbell, late of the Mail Online, now of BBC, suggesting that he was a bit suspect in training. But you see, the trouble is, and of course I would say it, and I am going to say it, it all comes from the bloody press office. You're better off asking somebody outside a dementia ward. Right, here's Richarlison, spaced in front of him. Is he going to do anything useful? No. I think he's actually ended up kicking thin air. Absolute 60 million quid. 60 million quid in action, that. If you're watching it at home. Look at all the space in front of him, and he has a brain freeze. He actually fires the ball into a defender who's simply just doing his job. Yes, Graham, movie reviews, which of course, are primarily, was it Marvel and all that other woke shite. So, yeah, good luck to him. Good luck to him. All these people are going to be on the dole queue. Well, they won't, but they'll be working for pennies. That's the way it's going at the moment. So, good luck with that. I think there's a few people in for a short, sharp shock in this industry, and a number of people have already experienced it. Yes, Dan Kilpatrick of the Evening Standard, I am thinking of you in my prayers.
There's countless these days, Thomas Frank, but the hour looking. Countless to do him.
Good evening, Sound of Guru. or Goo even. Sorry, apologies. Richarlison's face just sets me on edge. Johnson's now having a sunbathe. Yeah, the cull is overdue, but the sad reality is that there aren't many people actually doing a half-decent job writing about football anymore. And they've infantilized it and gamified it. I sound like a misery gut, but I told you all the last decade minimum telling you that was the way it was going. And now they don't have any jobs. Advertising rates through the floor. They never bothered coming back after COVID. That's the reality. So I'm opening a bar. I think I'm going to get a bit of Gandhi's revenge in the morning from that prawn thing. It was deceptively hot. Spurs playing very deep. I'd say 5 at the back as a bare minimum, and then probably 3, and that leaves maybe what? Shabby and wow, that was close. That's as close as you needed to be. No, it's just injured. We don't know what it is, Goo. Don't know what it is. Harvey blasting off. Yeah. Praise be the Lord and hallelujah.
Tomatoes, clean feet there. I can say it's got good feet for big. I think this boy shouldn't have been on a good feet, but that is the next up for Spurs. I'll be balling stuck something against 10 feet for the other night. Should have done better there.
We are so deep. I mean, don't get me wrong, but this is like watching Chelsea playing Real Madrid in the European Cup final. Bergvall off the bloody mark again with another arse behind his man. And a forward kick that goes just right into the goalkeeper's arms. Absolute waste of time.
Sure will. London Derby's are playing. Three of those.
And whatever this rush defence thing is about, we've got Johnson playing left back. Glory be.
Spurs here, happy to take you. Just a couple of them.
Yeah, well, I think we're deliberately ending, Jeff. But Simmons, who is desperate. I mean, you've got Simmons and Richarlison on the edge of our box there as the ball goes out for a goal kick, probably. But where's the creativity? I really think, and I'm going to try not to repeat this 20. So, good afternoon and welcome. I really think we need to get on with it and let's see a statement of intent and buy someone decent in January. And I know that goes against all the, business models and playbooks and all the rest of it. Just get it done. We're sitting around waiting and hoping like expectant fathers, expectant husbands, for something wonderful to happen. And what is it going to be? Mid-range Madison? I'd love to, but I'm a bit, going down a blind alley at the moment. Kulusevski. Need something, a little edge, a little bit of wit, craft, imagination, a bit of the good stuff. Kinski needs to open his mouth a bit more. Very hesitant coming out there, but Johnson, hello. Right, chatting with the boy. He's got Rich Jarlison in front of him, which must be filling his heart full of joy. Johnson, bloody hell! Johnson manages to pass the ball, and it bends with the outside of his shoe. Sorry, with the inside of his shoe to the outside of the near post. Absolute waste of rations. And this fairy, this sugar plum nitwit, how much was he? 40 million quid. Yeah, he's gone all out in car. Johnson again, hello. What an absolute. Oh.
So I dropped the date. 1990. Bahamas. So that was the box ticket.
Yeah, Johnson, we're getting what happens, but is it the old Harry Redknapp line about, well, Sandra could have scored that? You know, that's what we're up against. Yeah, it was a half decent move, and I think that Savvy's decision to avoid Richarlison, who bizarrely had two men on him, which had to be overmanning at the very best. I think his decision making was right, but goodness me, Johnson, change your boots, son. Right, here's Newcastle carving us open, and that could have gone anywhere. The only saving grace is that they're not very good. That's all I can say at this stage. But if you give a endless, what is it, a million monkeys a typewriter, one of them will eventually produce collected works of Shakespeare. $15 in. Doo-doo-doo.
So that. It's after Newcastle grow. Still top spams of tactic world.
You see, this is what worries me. Like I say, we're 17 minutes in, and all I can hear are the commentators chattering away. What are they talking about? Yeah, there you go. Woko's nailed it. Successful passes in the final third so far. Them 20, us 1. Something does have to be done in January. Solanke's out again. Archie Gray, was played out of position by the fat man. And there we go. Fantastic work from Johnson there. Kicked the ball up in the air like he was in a school playground.
Sense.
And the real problem, all doom and gloom, but the real problem is that there's no answers on the bench. Yeah, Davis being out is a blessing. Absolute waste of space. Bloody haircut. Bingo haircut. Idiot. I agree with you, Hotspur. I can't possibly comment any further.
They've all worked on this film side. We've booked a lot about it. Newcastle. Barnes.
Quality of the broadcast. Absolutely shocking.
Yeah, we should thinking better on it. We're in the hangout.
Richard, unbelievably stupid human being. I've had enough of this. I've had enough of this. I'm getting a wagon wheel. Oh, the Spurs faithful. I mean, in fairness, it's a good night out in Newcastle, but goodness me. So we've got Spurs back five, passing the ball to each other as they move backward and encroach on our own goalie. Good evening, Mr. C. That's unfortunate. I picked up a little bit of what I thought was wagon wheel, and it was a remaining piece of sausage, which has confused and repulsed me at the same time. No, nobody can explain what's going to half taking goal kicks. What you've got there is just straightforward evidence that the strategy doesn't fit the shites that we have on the roster. Because we don't have, and this is a trade secret, I could get thrown out the magic circle for telling you this, we don't have a decent number one goalkeeper. Of all the teams that have pretensions, aspirations to be at the top in the Premier League, we spent the least amount of money. And this is his number two, and he's not as good as number one. And he's like well, it's an obvious joke there, but he's not good either.
You saw the fuel that was on store
Another Newcastle corner. And of course, we've got Jed Spence now taking an age to relace his boots. Anything. Cheerio, everybody. Go back to your homes.
I'm into that. Well, last season, Sudan finally sent it to foot.
And I know it's going to sound miserable, but was that a great goal? I don't think it was. But we don't have a very good goalkeeper. The whole thing's a sham and a fiasco and a farce. Like this wagon wheel, which is not only the size of a drafts piece, but they've managed to make them so they're the width of a 50p coin.
What's your unhappy about? You're testing at all.
I mean, Newcastle worth their goal. Absolutely. Look at the numbers. I haven't got the numbers in front of me because I don't want to be on a suicide watch. But it's full Newcastle in the attacking areas of the game. Richarlison complaining in a language that people in Brazil don't even understand. And he's been told to naff off by the referee. He's doing the pointy thing.
On the back for quite some time as the Newcastle lads are celebrating. But I'm not quite sure.
Very, very true, Hotspur. Very true.
It's so I'm going to make the challenge that.
Feditz has got his head somewhere else. Oh, what's it? Yeah, Spencer's got his head somewhere else. We had the boot thing, and then he's got the ball and it's bounced off him and gone out. Absolute waste of space. Sorry if there's a theme emerging here in this commentary, but we're watching a fifth-rate Spurs side lose to a fourth-rate Newcastle side. That's the reality. I detect the noise of people eating, so if I'm annoying you, do shout up and I'll wind it in.
The walls that we can set up in every as a way to check steps to get back to where he wants to be. It's Spencer. Passing there by TheBoyHotspur. Done. Now pass. Of course, we only ball and watch it up highly. I said anything stayed in.
What the hell? Yeah, I've got to say, Jason, this doesn't feel like it's going to be a landslide, but then it doesn't really feel like anything. But just the sight of seeing Richarlison there, I mean, what is he doing? It's like listening to Chris Cowling talking, shouting. In any other line of work, they wouldn't give him a camera. They wouldn't let him film himself. He'd be on a ward to see eating. Good evening, Tellboy 2000. What the fuck is going on with this guy? Great goalkeeping by the chap in the blue shirt there. Tremendous.
It's going to be part. Same for the Celtics here. What the fuck?
And the Celtic player, it's obviously let Manchester City, that player put to see about their league.
Kinski's about as much good with his feet as Vicario. Yeah, Tony V with his Ramsdale thing. Don't get me wrong, I love Tony with all of my heart, but he's got that sort of not Tony. I mean Ramsdale's got that little thing. And I think the fact that he'd never progressed with England tells us a fair bit. Should have just gone out and bought Rare or something. Just buy decent players. You know, buy cheap, buy twice.
That's the first. And they've just got another one. It's not yourself. I've just got another. So Liverpool, 5 defeats in 6 games now.
Yeah, Donnarumma. But this is Daniel Levy's legacy. Yeah, Mr. Bit that gun. No, he won't get fat. Someone's fuck.
Spence. It's running to the box.
Well, there's ball in. Up the other end. This was a good ball in now. Do they feel that Jeff Spence should have been given time? He's jogging back, turns his back. That and he urgency really. Doesn't. That ball in. Because it was poor. You wouldn't let it go, Richarlison. So if I go right for the whistle, I don't know for the job.
Interesting watching that back when Porro, who's captain, is trying to talk to the referee. Zero respect for Richarlison or Danto or anybody else. They all thought it was okay to lean in and shout. So all of this nonsense about first captain, second captain, vice captain, assistant to the regional captain, all absolutely meaningless bollocks at the end of the day. Political shenanigans. Oh my trippy there. Richarlison needs to be deported.
You can't sit down for the last. Yeah, against Danso.
Graham Flick describing Richarlison as hilarious. If only he hadn't paid 60 million quid for him.
That's it's a hectic task. It's really right?
Richarlison's run there was absolutely bewilderingly inept.
From the last sentence, depending. And tonight to standing over it. Just like the Italian, with all them like kids feeling it's on gold. Well, I do to go down. You said the global. Something out in Protestant, something to come.
I think these wagon wheels are made with some sort of flooring adhesive. They're really deeply unpleasant.
It's the old one. Looks at the scene on us. Here's Bentancur.
Holy mother of his haves.
Doesn't quite get the Tellington when it doesn't.
But certainly if the game Spurs, I needed to slowly look at it and got into some good positions that they haven't done the most of.
There was a book by Dancer on the far side, the yellow car, not just Austria International. So Al Padilla gone across and another go at the assistant referee, and that's what.
Oh, that's the result. The picture's gone.
Take a plane before I start there. And so, story to put out again, I guess I'm staying in the Jets bands.
First passes are all done on the hoof with the tips of their toes. I'm not sure about Simmons at all. I mean, this is a game where you would imagine, you would, suspect that he'd be one of the senior guys. And I'm just not feeling it, not seeing it at all.
Nice to be away today. Yeah.
See what it was like. That was a season suggests it was a student factor about the. Yeah, it was an music and Sonali. Also hats.
Just dreadful. Everything's done just fast enough for it not to work, for it to be beyond our comfort zone, our skill set. Yeah, the Manchester tax, yeah, it's got them all on edge. Why is Bergval playing happy cuddly tummy tickle games with the guy from the tune? I just don't get it. Is he another one that's succumbed to the luxury of the fucking Hotspur way? And its green lawns and its duvets. Borrowed the cross, headed away. Danso tests the keeper. No, he doesn't. He just sort of side-footed it, and in the end, he bottled it, and he didn't kick it far enough away from the man was aiming at. He actually curled into him, stopped it, dropped it, and picked it up. But this is where we are. This is where we are because there is no Richarlison. Richarlison doesn't exist, and he's fallen off the perch with Brazil. You bastards are making me sit watch this. Newcastle win themselves another throwing. I wouldn't want to look at the data on this. It isn't going to look well, not for Tottenham. Won't look well for Tottenham at all. and I had prawns for lunch, and now I've got gout. Well, I've got it coming on. Yeah, sound the goo they do. That's got to go in. No, he's missed it because he's incompetent. Yeah, 5 Live. This is the problem we've got. What's the pedigree of people talking about football? I'm not claiming to be the best, but I'm not stupid enough to describe things that aren't happening. You know, there isn't a player on the park for Tottenham that isn't miles off the pace. Miles off the pace. I mean, I remember this wasn't a million years ago, but I remember watching Martin Yole games, and yeah, well, whose bench is worse than ours? But I remember watching Martin Yole games. The moment we played in any cup competition, he tried to fiddle or had to fiddle with his best 11, and we lost. So, as I bored you at length last time we did one of these, over to you, Lewis family. You know what needs to be done. We can see it. I'm not doing the commentary for 5 Live. I'm not sitting in the Sky Sports studio or on ITV3 or whatever the hell it is, making shite up. But what we're watching here is the equivalent of people selling empty boxes. And the guy selling empty boxes, I remember them as a kid on the market stalls. You get knock-off Chanel No. 5. When you got it home, it just, flower water. Something a child would make. But the guy's not there next week. And this is where we are. I mean, don't want to be completely nasty, but the amount of dregs that there are in this Spurs team compared to where we should be. I mean, Danso is a promising guy to come in, but he's still only promising. I mean, the guy's he's talking about Dragoshin. Who the hell is he? He's a haircut. He's a fringe. He's not going to improve us. And that was my point earlier. We're sitting here waiting for mid-range Madison to come back. Oh, we could get a penalty here against us. No. And now Richarlison's acting as if he's been shot in the back of the neck. And they're laughing. They're laughing at him. Absolute child. And during the international break, we had Tell and Odebear playing for the French under-21s. And some of the comments on social media, oh, what a baller, what this, that, and the other. They were watching men score in games where the standard was not even marginally above dross. And his fence, yeah, he's been thrown around a little bit there. But can we lose the audition tape and just beat your man? And to think I was walking down the street in Birmingham, which is curious. Since I've moved here, I've been spotted a few times. Don't worry, it hasn't gone to my head. Couple of days ago in the Briar Rose, a lovely guy, Peter, came up with these very, very cool looking kids and had a little bit of a chat and a photo. But one guy, he's probably a nice guy, but caught up with me in Pigeon Park by the cathedral there, and he said, "Oh, glad you're not being so negative." I mean, look at this shit. What do you want me to tell you? You want me to sound like the guy on 5 Live? You want me to sound like the women on TNT? Which asking couldn't time an egg. Yeah, absolutely. Absolute toss. Yeah, Simmons, an upgrade on Eze. No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. But this is a concern, this game, because whatever you want to say, yes, well done, Newcastle, fantastic. Xavi Simmons should be a more of a player of note than he is at the moment. And he isn't. This Newcastle team aren't great. You look at the possession they've had, you look at the attempts they've made, and they've dominated the game, but it's been dominated in a pretty shitty fashion. It's not good. It's not good. No, I don't think anybody wants to see Richarlison again. Well, the only people who want to see Richarlison again are on the Reddit forum where you've got all those democratic, moronic Americans. I don't mind Americans, but I don't mind the occasional Democrat, as long as they stay in their fucking lane. But goodness me. Yeah, this is competing on all fronts. Superman, yeah, what's right? Well, there's a supermarket own brand. Wow. Richarlison there, showing us what he's made of. I hope he doesn't step in it. Could you disappear Richarlison like you did old Maddie? Get back in the box. Well, that was great. Sausage and chips I didn't like, and wagon wheels, which I will never, ever, ever, ever buy again. So I hope you enjoy your £1.49, Mr. Patel, or whatever your bloody name was. Bergfowl. Siemens. What's Siemens going to do? It's going to shoot. Absolute waste of fucking space. Another shot is telegraphed. Yeah, well over. I mean, look, there's no harm in it going over. Good evening, Mr. Archer. There's no harm in the ball going over, but I think they've got a deflection. It looks like the path for the ball in there. And that was it. That was the first half. This is me. This is me throwing my season ticket, metaphorically, figuratively, onto the pitch. And Spence is pulling faces as if he's too good to be there. You can go off people really quickly. Absolute shite. Bag of shite. And this business, I'm in the mood, so you're going to get it. This business, him and Simmons with this sort of fake Keith, what's his name, with the bandagia on the arm. I ripped that off in the dressing room, set fire in front of everybody.
Spark will fly this week with 4 live games, including his first Chelsea.
There you go. Go advertising the product. Sparks will fly this weekend. Why don't you describe the sparks when they happen? Sky Sports, the wagon wheel of broadcasters. And they were jamming wagon wheels as well. Yeah, we are whinging and face pulling, Jeff. That's exactly what they're all they're fit for. And appealing, loads of referee and all this nonsense. Makes you sick, I tell you. Yeah, well, it is a mental case bandage thing. It's a complete mental case bandage thing.
Dominate your finances.
This is the moment Isaac chose to find a better source of advice than has been took by us. He didn't want to dominate anything. He just wanted to save a new skateboard. So he made a choice. He used market side skills to help him get better at running. Signed off grows, helping young people become more confident. That is, make money work for you.
It's just the music, it's really bad.
I know. They made simply storm up in bed. Exciting refurbished, Reno sound quality.
Sorry, I'm inside. Didn't you look?
Shouldn't find great deals. You can't help but say Miss eBay.
The adverts are more entertaining. Yeah, tell to come on. That would make my millennium. Absolutely. Absolutely sensational.
And less than half of household waste is recycled.
but not this wild. Wild deodorant would save you 30 grams of single-use plastic each.
That's brilliant. Then we've got a woman who is singularly ugly looking, helping us to choose the right deodorant, so it's a single-use plastic. Personally, I'm into single-use plastics. Can't get enough of them. And before I put them in the bin, I rip the lid off. Yeah, so stop all that.
I don't either, if you're asking. It's time for a demonstration. Head and Shoulders helps wash away dandruff and oil. And use regularly prevents coming back. Head and Shoulders dermatological.
Let's see what's going on in the rest of the world. See if they need moaning it.
Build your own package with Timmy. Let's go. Beach days. Or a city fair. Fly from your local airport? Of course. Any day of the week. Handy.
Yeah, interesting comment here. 11 stoned idiots. If we had a lamppost up front, we'd be level by now.
More options, more choice.
They like to compete on all
As I will have to protect it.
Yeah, Jimmy Greenwood, that's saying usually now the exception tonight. I say Thomas Frank and the players are sacrificing this competition to the holders, and they want it more. So, Google, I would love to hear what metrics tells Simmons and Richarlison were all bought because of. Surely somebody would see this is not stacking up and out them quick sharp. But you see, the problem is, mate, you can't out them because you just wipe the value off of the share price effectively. Cal was a mechanism for, I mean, I've said this before, and I'm not patronising you or anybody else, but Cal was a mechanism for offering Bayern Munich a discount because there was nobody else interested in it. And with Carlson, I just don't know. I don't see the logic. He has never been exceptional anywhere. 15 goals in a Premier League season has been his max. And here we go, Jamie Redknapp to give us all a happy vibe before we self-harm.
And you can see Jed Spence was really important, has an important role in this game because you can see that their start set up, they've got a few players in good areas there. Jed is sort of marking Seor and Rotterdam. You've got Zoda as well. So they're in a really good team.
So he's in that middle.
This is important now, and you can see they obviously try to do a clever one there, but there's hard advantage coming in. Peter and Taxidor, great. You've got a numerical advantage when that happens. But what subsequently happens when they get their next corner, and you can see here there's Alanga and Jed Spence. They're going for a challenge, and Alanga's boot actually catches Jed Spence's. No communication, obviously, because he got a goalkeeper that hasn't been playing for a while. But he gets his stuff caught with his boot. So his laces were obviously a bit of a mess. So he's got to try and get his boot back on. And I'm not from the one that gives footballers a lot of sympathy or something like this, but I genuinely have sympathy for him here. Just give him.
He needs to do everything like.
No, because he's caught his thinking, right, it's not back on. Right. So now I would just say, just let him come back in. You can see that Porro's going to now say to him, just wait. We've got Richarlison. Let's wait a second here. Because the amount of black violence that Newcastle have obviously has an important role. Jed Spence doesn't get any time. Shaw obviously gets up. I think it's got huge implications on the dom. Do you know what I mean? I think it's really hard for being getting where to go again, start getting. That is next to body that Jed Spence is going to be into that area. And again, for me, if he was further away from the linesman, you've got to just kind of say, got to communicate, you've got to play it down, do his laces up, let him get back.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're right, Jeff, in relation to Simmons. I'm not writing him off, but I insist upon saying what I see, and we're just not seeing any gravitas there with him, really. Well, not at all. We've had a few flashes, but Frank did make the points, and if I'm going to be boring, I will outborn all of you. Frank made the point. He's only been with us for 9-10 weeks or something. Premier League isn't particularly forgiving. I mean, don't get me wrong. It isn't just because I despise Redknapp with passion. But we're really plumbing the depths here, aren't we? Bickering over the fact that his laces need doing up. Maybe if we were better at playing football, that might help.
League over Spurs this season. Won 5 times, taking place. Palace lead at Liverpool by 2 goals to nil. Swansea and Manchester City and level. Arsenal, Brighton level as well. Chelsea 3-1 up at Wolves. We'll see some of the goals next.
Oh my back.
It's fault from the wall.
Yeah, I can only presume it's the latest look from Giorgio Armani or something. But him and his father, they're obsessed with overpaying for clothing. And why he's wearing a pair of trainers with his school trousers, I don't know, mate. Absolute waste of bloody time. What hair dye shade is David Beckham using on his face there? That's not normal.
Use your whole body deodorant. All day own protection. Sure, it won't let you down. Tesco's finest sourdough. Freshly cut or fresh up the toaster. The real breadwinner. It's why only the finest bakers take 24 hours to craft our delicious sourdough. The routine will say it's bread and butter. Make your everyday taste better with Tesco finest. But why go on then? Plus it's free to sell really there, not really good price. But it's this easy to sell for free. You can same as eBay.
£5 meal deal from McDonald's. Flaky burger, fries, or chicken McNuggets, and a drink. So guess what? That's right, £5.
Hello, you. It's stressful though, bills are coming at you from all angles. You searched an impact spots about the fair appointments so you could switch and save and feel more rejected. Also, I'm humble as to how that religion could have a mobile.
Welcome aboard, those of you joining us.
Energy Broadband Mobile.
The war of attrition watching Spurs these days, it really is. And it's still like that for at least 3 seasons. I think Conte and Mourinho were a learning exercise with a harder hearing.
The boy. New malt, apple freshness that lasts and lasts. All in keep away from food.
What's it like watching the Starglass TV? Well, everything part as well. Because the Dolby Audio HDR screen. It feels like you're really Sky from £6,000 with a Sky TV subscription. For new and existing customers, Sky believe in better.
Make sure you're ready for the hosting season. Eat. You can.
Pete Anderson knocks it out of the park. On a honestly note, during his flight from England to Australia, Ange had enough time to watch every game he was in charge of Nottingham Forest and still have time to watch all 3 Crocodile Dundee movies back to back. There's one to tell those ignorant bastards on the other side of the world. That's something that the planet has not missed, is the Ange Postecoglou fans. And that they were Ange Postecoglou. Didn't know fuck all about football, but were happy to talk at length. Remind you of somebody? But yeah, just shocking. Absolutely shocking.
Take a moment to just take a... Because with life and business, the more of what
This autumn, believe in discovering something new.
welcome, or can we?
Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. You can call me Bonnie.
Well, shall we begin? Ready?
What did you do? I watched his nips fall asleep watching Spurs.
Original stories. Sky, believe it better.
Program is sponsored by Gorilla Waterproofing. See what's going on elsewhere this evening in the other part.
Well, Liverpool fans will be sorry. Goodness me, Crystal Palace looking like prime Real Madrid here. Who's this big black fella? Amazing. Huge win that is. They look really good. Right, I am going to put a sweater on. It won't be that crazy multicoloured one you'll be pleased to hear.
Return the favour for at least one goal for Rolls of Rocketari with that just 3 minutes into the second half, and the deficit at Molyneux is down to 2. Swansea and Manchester City still level at 1-0, and at Emirates in the last couple of minutes, Ethan Baguette finishing that decent move from Mikel Arteta's side, and the deadlock has been broken. Arsenal 1, Brighton 0. Same scoreline at St James's Park. Inside the 1-0, there's Fabio Schere's header. The second half is next.
Just because they doesn't mean yours is. Superset, your bet stays in play. Even play.
Good evening, Vinny.
Bet in the game with Superset.
Well, as Spurs commentator, I mean, you may as well be in fucking North Korea. Let's face it.
I suppose what you would say, Joe, just before the second half kicks off, is that we've also focused on the goal that Spurs conceded. They haven't created a lot of different at the moment. You guys are probably worthy of a goal, really.
Yeah, it's not that. Place where everything's going against them is slipping over, is not getting into positions to go to get that goal. I'd be looking at maybe making a change at some point, just to give them a slightly different approach. You know?
So I have possession, you've got something like you get this half underway, attacking favour.
No, I hope the juice is okay. This doesn't look like it's charging, but I'm sure it is.
Exactly, mix set and we'd love to win. Back to them.
And we are sharp. Wonderful. Yeah, Newcastle player, Mr. Gugu. That's my tip.
These things we like only point inside. No, I love the tempo from the start until that tempo digits a bit dark, isn't it?
And we're back where we began. Well, and it went out well over the goal, but that was because of the poor execution. But that just lofted the ball up, And you could argue that even the barcode player was out of the picture. Yeah, he was too far in advance for it. He was ended up going like that. Dear God. But these aren't even chances. These are just things that have happened.
That's already post when you came here initially alone.
Yeah, so this is we can play Spurs play bingo here, couldn't we? And start talking about work rate, effort off the ball. Bloody thing is taking forever to charge. It's a lot to bloody fell off. Right, there you go. Hopefully that does the job. If it doesn't, Richarlison about as much of a threat as a newborn chick. Absolute waste of bloody rations. And here come Newcastle again. Wave after wave. They're not very good, but they're keen. And that's got to be in. That's it. Game over. And in the immortal words of my father, Newcastle have won this because Spurs now need to score 3 in order to win it. So that's never going to happen. Never going to happen. And Vicario's role, as you say there, Graham, they may as well put a statue of Vicario outside the bloody stadium. But, and I'm not saying this because I'm a big die-hard, let's keep the troops' morale high, but this is bald men fighting over a cone. Whoever wins, well done. Dreadful. I mean, this is school playground stuff. Kinski isn't the answer. Based on tonight, Kinski is the answer. And he comes out with his little campaign. Jesus, whacked. Hopeless. Chelsea indoors is going to be fun, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Well, I'm with you there, Jason. Where the fuck is Spence's head? He's been a flip flop for the entire game. Kinski takes his own long kick. How ruddy bloody brave.
Smoothly visiting the 5 of those goals. Goodness, to the close legs. Oh, Stuttgart.
And then Spence is doing more of this Dele Alli shine. It doesn't go anywhere. Well, it does. It goes to a man in a black and white striped shirt. Good evening, Mr. Strasberg. Welcome aboard. So, this is a learning curve for me. Didn't enjoy the YouTube live things very much because it's so fucking complicated to get the things set up. And I'm sure there are some, and I'm going to use it, sophisticated fucking incels now. They go, oh, what do you have to do this? Well, you can shove that up your arse. I can't be bothered. So I come on to do this, but I can't do the live thing at the same time because otherwise I'm not going to watch the game. Yeah. So for those of you, Spurs need to score 3. Have we seen anything approaching 1 goal from us yet? Anybody? Did I miss something? Just absolutely shocking. Oh no! Oh no! We might have run a free kick. Fucking hell! Yeah, the ref was very slow to blow, but I mean, yeah, it's 3-point lane. Jeff, you're absolutely right. We've got Chelsea indoors at the weekend. I can't wait, or rather, I could definitely wait. Phone is taking forever to charge. Bastard thing. What a cheerful chap we are. Right, Porro with the free kick. Is there hope? Is there life after the living death? Ball goes in, punched away. Wasn't that much of a disaster, so it looks like we've got a corner. Ay, 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 ay. Jason Goddard, can we bring our top goal scorer on? Yeah, be my guest. Be my bloody guest. Porro's corner. What happened to those shabby Simons corners where they went high looping, curling in, forward in swinging? What happened to them? They look interesting. We haven't seen any of them, have we? Simmons again, but he's overhit it. I mean, Johnson can't run at the best of time, but he's overhit it. No, this Sting. Sting Shearer and a man who looks like he should be on a hospital board. What is Bentancur actually doing? Oh dear. Back. I need a massage. Lofted cross, but not really a cross. Richarlison manages to head thin air, which completes his thin air duo. Cheers, dude. You take care, mate. And whatever you're off to do, it'll be better than this. You can rest assured.
I think we've done burn who did come to the ground here. It's got fallen a lot tonight about those legs. Just peeking out disappointingly there.
Foul on Richarlison. And again, the referee taking for bleeding ever. Oh, yellow card. Isn't she butch? But they know what they're doing and they know they can get away with it. Offensive Nels? You must be lost, sir. It's just you go to reception, ask them for a map. There's nothing in this patheticism. But there's nothing offensive about this lineup apart from the fact that certain individuals, and we know who they are now, which is good of them to come out of the shadows, are telling us that black is effectively white.
He's going to be losing to Victory Holiday, but that's no longer the case. We'll have another like that. Hey, but my last look, so 2-3. Something at 3 now. So the set.
Chelsea conceded against Wolves. Who cares? Good evening, Mr. Folger. Well, I'm looking forward to doing nothing after this game because there's nothing worth writing about in respect to player ratings because at the moment it's all a 0. Yeah, Justin, you're absolutely right. He did say he wanted to win this cup, but that's a bit like saying, I want to date Miss World. It's noble ambitions and all that, but what are you actually doing about it? But he's only got 15 players to choose from? And straightforwardly, and I'm going to drop this in every 20 minutes until I die, but unless the Lewis family step in and spend proper money on at least one good player, I'd accept 2 in the winter window, which I know, all the limitations and the historical blah, blah, blah. But unless they do that, then it's all bullshit and they're not serious. And that is the truth. Richardson, why did we move? Do you know, half of this team tonight quite like a company of men holding on to them. Wow, so I had him. Oh my lord! All tripping in front of the goal, nobody there, and that's the first attack on goal. So again, 100 mil. 100 mil is coming in the main thing of it. I think about 90 million euro is being freed up from a licensing deal on broadcast rights with a firm that, let me get this right, I think Crystal Palace have done business with before, where they've leveraged the potential value of something, and I think Palace did it with a player. So it's high financing. High financing. Again, it goes back to Daniel Levy having agreed the thing. It's great because it Shazam, it gives us 90 million quid or 90 million euros. But if they don't spend it, then we're damned. We're damned if we don't spend it. Yeah, that was great from Saar. It wasn't wonderful, but it was good enough. But it just wasn't good enough. No, it's from the shareholders. Well, no, sorry. Let me phrase this right. It's from the Lewis family because they are responsible for the day-to-day cash of the business, and it's cash that's come in. I would put it more into the category of a windfall. It's a clever bit of financial leverage they've done where they've sold some broadcast rights, and I think it's for Australia. which may sit rather more uncomfortably than it did when the deal was agreed at the time. Oh, here we go. Looks like Moani's going to show us his dead leg. Yeah, exactly. Well said, Jeff. Bring Moani on. Let's see if we've got anything there. But it's not a cash injection. That's the opposite of what it is. What it is, it's cash that's come their way that they've decided not to just, and I'm not going to cheapen the conversation, but I will. They've decided not to just embezzle or write off or, stick into some sort of foundation expenses invoice or whatever. The usual bum flufferys. But they've said they're going to spend it. They need to spend it. That's not up for debate. Ouija board to bring his legs back. Wonderful. No, mate, it's not a dividend. It's money that's been leveraged. You've got to think of it as like a pawn shop where you take your fur coat in and they say, "Oh, a fur coat's worth £1,000. I'll give you £100 if it helps you out." And this is effectively the result of the fur coat not having been collected. So that they've got a few quid to play with, but it's certainly not a dividend. It's money earned, but in a less than traditional manner. I think it's probably the least complicated way I can kind of try to explain it. Exactly. Yeah, it'd be good if they bought someone who wasn't ready for sale. Yeah, just go out and make them an offer that they can't resist. This is where this whole Deloitte Money League thing has fallen down. We're making all the right noises, but it's all fur coat and no bloody knickers, or all fur coat left in the pawn shop. So we've got Moani and Kudus is coming on. Kudus saved us if we'd have started with the. I mean, this is now eating away into what was the let's get the legs fresh for Chelsea fund. Bergvall gets hooked. Bentancur gets hooked. You couldn't make it up. I mean, a child could have predicted that was going to happen. But that's been a decent signing. Yeah, well, Bentancur, I mean, Johnson's still on. Yeah, excellent from Mr. Senior. Cannot recall how making a shit signing since joining Toon. He has a type they improve and/or solidify squad fine operator. He is a fine operator because you have to judge him within the context of what he's doing. And some managers, and I would direct you to Crystal Palace for another example. Some coaches, and I've said this to you before, they have a template. And the ones that really get it. And if we're going to be brutal here, and this isn't going to please anybody, but this is what Frank Thomas did at Brentford. But he's not at Brentford anymore. He's at Mismatch United. What the Against my dishwasher. I thought thought one of the burglars had let themselves back in. This is phenomenally shit. Oh, dear. Well, you're right. Gugu. I mean, what are Toon doing that we couldn't do? They actually haven't spent that much money. We had all that sort of Saudi tea towel wearing holy lads nonsense going on. Oh, look, there's a ball in. There's a ball in. There's a dog on the pitch. That came to nothing. But Jonathan got the outside of his shoe to it and it pinged off the goalkeeper with a post. So that was Porro, was it? Yeah, that was Porro. Nice curling ball. Got his shoe onto it, and it hit the goalkeeper's right shoulder. "66 minutes in. And now we've been sat through this absolute hawkery. The hawk of a game. Another Newcastle United corner. Interesting expression on Kudus' face there. Doesn't look like he's happy. And now they're bringing on guys who are, there's somebody praying to his made-up friend. And now we've got, this is Newcastle United putting the cork back in the bottle and saying that we've had enough of this, thanks very much. So we're just going to sit on you for the next 22 and a half minutes. And as Mr. Folger tells us there, Joe Linton coming on for his goal. And if they score 3, that means we need to score 4. This isn't a complicated game. Dear God. Still with Newcastle, though, even though they fluffed the lines on the initial cross. There's a lot of shirt pulling going on with Newcastle. Right, here comes Kudus with the ball. But what options does he have? Oh, fuck. Mistimes a pass, hits the ball behind Chubby Simmons. Dear me. Sarr gets the ball to Simmons. What's he going to do with it? Cross field. Horro looking for instructions from Kudus because he's got a bigger brain. This side is now looking to Kudus to wave his magic wand. Or what was that in that episode of Rising Dad? Waves his wooden stick of love. Yeah, it's got a bevel edged. It's bevel edged. Sarr trying to push the ball through, no joy whatsoever. But it's a little bit more zippy with the passing. It's almost as if the arrival of Kudus was like the arrival of an adult. People have stopped eating with their fingers and they're using knives and forks. Passing is actually, I think the passing accuracy has just gone through the roof for Spurs. What the hell has been happening for the last hour and 10 minutes? Cross in, beats the goalkeeper, beats everybody. Looks like it's with Moani, maybe. Or is that Sarr? Difficult to tell with this screen. Ball crossed in, goes straight out, nobody gets to it. Embarrassment of a club, says Billy Tonsils. Of course we will beat CFC, lol.
Yeah, some pieces of the business in the fast part. But I do not see how that I put us into the 116 and sign it and realize it's even to miss you. Just that bunch of other rows that had in a second. He goes another.
No one is attacking their goal when the cross is coming, losing with dignitas. I mean, I would seriously, I mean, it's 10 grand off to hit the snooze button. I mean, I would consider them as a sponsorship deal. Dignitas Stadium. I mean, it sounds good until you realise what they do for a living. Well, Trippier coming on, and he's looking down on creation, really, isn't he? Another guy who left Tottenham for his career to elevate. Shoulders, dear Lord. Kinski and Spence going toe to toe. That's going to go out. Yeah, Kinski and Spence going toe to toe to see who could fuck it up the quickest. Dear Lord. Yeah, I'm looking forward to full time, as we all are. I'm looking forward to full time, and then I've got a device which I'm going to plug in, and that makes an incredible noise. It's very disruptive, but it gets all the aches and pains out of any part of your body. And I say that with no hint of deviancy. But sat here like this, if I was watching this without you guys, I would be lying prostrate on this L-shaped sofa thing. Right, Newcastle United with a corner. Newcastle up in the main on the edge of the box there on the 6-yard thing. The guys peeled them down. Didn't really amount to anything. But as ever, the second ball, the ball is reclaimed by Toon. They're very lucky there, really, not to have conceded a free kick to Spurs. But it's there we go. Happy little Dr. Tottenham. Come to top up your medicine. So Danso knocked the ball out, but I'm not sure he knew much about it. Here it comes. Ping. Yeah, maybe he did know about it. I don't know. Do you know something? I genuinely don't care at this stage. He headed it, but it missed the post by about that much. They are taking the piss now. But there's only 15 minutes to go. You know, only 15 minutes to go, so who cares? God, this has been tiresome. Oh, that's great news. Look, one of our guys got a foot in his lug hole. Yeah, Spence switches off quicker than a pensioner in a cold winter night. Who's holding their face? Quality of the picture is shocking, and I've got a very nice telly. It is torturous, absolutely torturous. Oh, it's another Newcastle United corner. I couldn't be happier. Tremendous work.
Liam Delap sent off on his return to victory. Also, restored through critical pushing. Jamie Gettas.
This is a pretty bereft showing by Spurs.
And Watanabe again. High class up.
Chelsea 4 goals. Deary me. Let's see Spence do something here. No, he can't. The ball comes in, but it goes out for another one of those little corners. Good evening, Tony. Richard Forger Delap sent off on his return. What a pity. Couldn't happen to a nicer man. Oh, that was trippy. I was trying to think. He's recently divorced, isn't he? That Burn guy's scary. He looks like something out of Frankenstein's backyard. Kudus has got his obligatory anting on his paw. Yeah, and it's no, that's Spurs for Charleston with a 3-ball through, but it's too far. Too heavily hit. Fucking doesn't understand football. Palace for the 3rd goal.
And that goes behind you and one of that to Palace a bit.
Oh, Liverpool down to 10 men. What a pity. Oh no. So ain't so.
To Marley. Lords and Leeds South, the length height. They had another one back, another one. The Fort Moller Wolf into added time at the end.
We can only dream of added time at the Sid James Arena or whatever it's called. Arsenal 2, Brighton 0, Liverpool 0, Palace 3. You know the score here.
Double up on Kudus. Space for Porro. Richarlison.
Great work from Richarlison there. Managed to just safely one of those sort of cushioning headers back to the Newcastle United goalkeeper. Hey, hold tight on the upper deck. Ding, ding. Oh, now, here comes Towel. Towel for some charity minutes. This is what Thomas Frank thinks of this halfway. This is straight out of the and it's taken to the 77th minute to remove this of a player. And as it fell, has also got something wrong with his Bodijo arm. I'd be invoicing them. You've no idea how much I would be invoicing them for this self-indulgent twaddle.
Goal to secure victory against Fulham is going to come on with a finale here.
Well, at the Spurs, and they've been up to, they've been wenching themselves into oblivion. A pink mist of mediocrity. Oh, for goodness sakes.
I think it's solid now. You see, Trippier, John Linton, to Gnarly, to the Palace, Harvey Bar, shares.
Excuse me. Unbelievably poor. Mindless.
They've been last season's final, this match, of course. Tottenham Hotspur, who took on Liverpool in the semi-final, won that first leg at home.
This is going to be a long 10 minutes, kid. Absolutely. Absolutely. Did you watch him do the Spurs? But is there a Newcastle United game? Yeah, I watched it. Yeah, it was good. What did he do? He yawned a bit and he moaned about his back and he didn't enjoy his sausage and chips. Dear me.
I'll talk better of it. So, yeah, that's all I care about.
Yeah, and a bloody wagon, well, two bloody wagon wheels. Awful they were. The only biscuit that is still actually, I think it's as close as it was, as it used to be, if you like, it's a fig roll. And I had some success with them. 55p from your old Tesco's, but actually tasted of fig. Yeah, I'm glad I'm not living in the barn anymore. There are too many exposed beams. Oh, look, the mobility scooters are in. Poro can't stop touching the men he's playing against. There's something odd going on.
The first time, actually, last season, to the saw.
This wrist bandage thing is now, it's officially an epidemic.
With the wardrobe malfunctions, I was saying, for Jet's fats.
I think you're right, Gugu. I couldn't agree more. I think they enjoy kneeling. I think they enjoy their rainbow lanyards. I think they're all about that. All about that. And it's all into the Brennan Johnson Jazz Club. Yeah, Newcastle getting a LA's. This is an exercise in extracting urine. Crutchless and crotchless. Curtis has got a thing on. So is there 4 of them wearing these wrist bandage things? Because I have to say, they're all black that are wearing them, sporting them. I mean, Barnes could have. Oh, he's going to get murdered here. Curtis will kill him. Don't do it. Oh, Joe Linton. Joe Linton giving it Larry Large. Dear, oh dear, oh dear. And Joe Linton has got a bandijo on his arm. So is that other clown. This is the new COVID. Yeah, Dan Burn. So Jolinson, Dan Burn, he's got a thing on his tin. Quite the club. Kudos. Oh, Linton really did a number on him there, and I think there was a punch went in with a bit of a. Linton's a nasty bit of work, isn't he? He was just looking to have a row with anybody then. Good for you, Jason. Flashlight. Dear me. Dear me. We're having to make our own entertainment here. That's what the deal is. Muhammad Kudus look at that. What a cross. That was actually a decent ball. I mean, why weren't we playing one of our best players? Is it because we've got Chelsea in a few days' time? Well, guess what? Buy some more. I reckon it won't be tomorrow. It'll probably be Thursday, and we'll announce another corporate deal. And it won't be a naming rights thing.
To really change your part, consider Chelsea and the Premier League and the involvement of games to come as well.
Oh, could have given it loads there.
How to avoid situations such as this?
Could have, in the old days, you would have called that a coming together, a bit of shoulder barge, but the referee was probably right to slow it down and just tell everybody to kind of just piss off a little bit. Whoa.
So that's for the most uptight. There's that. So the performance.
Look at the state of this weirdo. Well, this is another wrist bandage on. That's the main thing, I suppose.
Just not to continue longer. To be looking at his back, we didn't show that's bad.
Anthony Cole and his miraculous barning. King of the Soups. Elf, eyes, lips, face. Fantastic. I mean, I'm all over that. Colin Warney, let's see what you got, son. Oh, fuck. Chris Kavanagh, he looks light on his feet, doesn't he?
Enjoyed it.
Oh, please, will you blow the whistle? Sorry, but this is just torturous. It really is. Yeah, it probably was our best move of the game. But then, why was Moani, who has barely had a go, why was he brought on so bloody late? Follow me for more insightful questions. I mean, what the name of God was that? Here we go. One before bedtime. Good God. Totally thrust that. Ah, joy. Another 4 minutes to chisel off my life expectancy. Chaotic. Yeah, you're right, Mr. Flynn. You're absolutely right.
So, close to the first. Well, I think this one is beyond doubt now.
Phantom leg. Alan Smith was secretly reveling in the moribund nature of Tottenham's performance. I mean, this is the other thing. Do I wait for another 40 minutes so you're all dying and then inflict the bloody press conference on you? What's he going to say? Well, you know, a difficult place to come. Have to respect the competition. You know. Thank you. Good night. Say good night, Gracie.
So I had a month like this for early hour, with 8 changes made for the weekend cycle for one reason or another. And he's discussed had a few changes himself that was sort of available just at the moment because of injury. This is just what's required, really.
Yeah, it's really helped. Absolutely delighted with what players are putting tonight. Produced. Like, very good, right? So, Joe,
No, we're not just heartless. We're positive. We're wrapped up in fear. And it doesn't look like a group of guys enjoying playing their football. Witless and gutless. You're absolutely right.
Very hard. I'm showing this stay in the mix to like
2 minutes of remaining time, folks. Say no for any more. Still in it. Just drawing lots of sort of ooh noises from the Newcastle fans. Cross hit high, optimistic.
the few saves from Aaron Ramsdale actually just when that could have become tricky. Particularly the one from Tapsar.
yeah.
Top scorer on the bench. I mean, it has to be said that we've got 120 million quid's worth of absolute fuffy. Why is he involving himself with the referee with a minute or half a minute to go in a meaningless, utterly meaningless game?
Said the big men, although previously on his swapped, of course.
And this is the Jews' last chance for romance.
Your chance for Newcastle to add a third. Down seconds of stoppage time.
And that, my friends, sayonara. I'm going to hit the snooze button now. Yeah, so I'm not going to bring you the press conference because it's not worth watching. The game wasn't worth watching. And remember, don't kick the cat. Yeah, goodness me. Right, thank you very much. I've enjoyed doing this. I've not enjoyed doing this. Yeah, absolute ridiculousness. Yeah, do you know something? I think I might have a look at slow horses myself. I could do with something that doesn't make me feel drained or suicidal. I wonder who that old geezer is with Sting. Might be his father. Yeah, cheers, lads. See you soon. Take care, and remember, don't take it out on innocent people. It's only Tottenham Hotspur. Good luck. Stay safe.